Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War are very bizarre games, in that they're very interesting mechanically, but they really don't care about the setting they're meant to be in. The general idea is you're possessed by a wraith after you were killed by an orc, and that wraith stops you from dying and allows you to come back time and time again, and allows you to then seek vengeance against your murdered family. As the game goes, you fight more and more randomly generated orcs, and you level up, the standard sort of action-adventure style game. The second game goes completely off the rails. It all revolves around making another one ring so that you can control the orcs with your type of fear, and I don't really understand it. And I have completed it twice, and I still don't have a clue what's going on. And it's not really very in keeping with Tolkien. But I also played the Third Age game, where you have to fight the Eye of Sauron with a sword. So it's not like anyone really cares when it comes to actually being faithful to Tolkien, when it comes to games especially. But the game does become interesting when you die, and this Nemesis system they have built up as well. So when you die, you come back to life. Not particularly different from a lot of games, but this carries on. The orcs will fight each other. The one who killed you will often get promoted. They'll get more abilities, and when you come back, time has progressed. And the game never really says how long it is you're dead for, or what happens to your body, but you are shown how the world has changed, and that means you won't be fighting that orc again in the same way. If he did manage to kill you somehow, you can approach it in a different way, be more prepared, or sometimes you'll get ambushed on the way to fighting this orc, and it means you don't get stuck in this endless loop of fighting the same section of the game over and over again. And this fits into the narrative also. You are playing a grief-stricken character who is determined to fight anything and everything in the name of vengeance. And so it allows you to just fight to the death against impossible odds in this unquenchable rage, which helps you get into the mindset without punishing you too much when you die. So really you're only losing a little bit of progress, but because the game changes and adapts, dying doesn't feel like a punishment. It's an integral element of the game. And because time progresses when you die, lots of things you've set up with your own orc followers who might be attacking an area, trying to assassinate someone, you may have decided to go and help, but if you die, you can't help them. So that adds a nice time limit to all the things you have going on. It's, if you're careful, it doesn't matter too much because you should be able to get there in time and help out. But it does mean it gives its own sense of time to it. And the reactions from the orcs are always quite fun. Having an orc visibly annoyed that he's already killed you and now you're here again, despite everything, is really interesting to see him do. And the orcs often have these quite ridiculous wrestling style intros where they show off against you, and it's nice to see those adapt as well. I think where these Shadow of such and such games have really struggled is Mordor isn't a great setting for this. While it's interesting and done quite well, there could be something else you could do. Like a Japanese samurai would have a great back and forth between him and the demon possessing him to keep him alive for vengeance. Things like that would help. And it feels so tacked on that someone had a great idea for a game system. No one was interested. I'll make it a Lord of the Rings game, and that will help out for the sales. And I'd love to see it in something else. However, Warner Brothers have patented the whole Nemesis system. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like an interesting game mechanic is going to be of much use for anybody.